Hey there, Mary Fritz here with 5 minutes is better than nothing of personal development. We're on chapter 11 of my book, How to Study Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. This is page 253. Let me start my timer. And genius is developed through the sixth sense. The reality of a sixth sense has been fairly well established. The sixth sense is creative imagination. The faculty of creative imagination is one which the majority of people never use during an entire lifetime. And if used at all, it usually happens by mere accident. A relatively small number of people with deliberation and purpose aforethought, the faculty of creative imagination. Those who use this faculty voluntarily and with understanding of its functions are genii. The faculty of creative imagination is the direct link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. All so-called revelations referred to in the realm of religion and all discoveries of basic or new principles in the field of invention take place through the faculty of creative imagination. When ideas or concepts flash into one's mind through what is popularly called a hunch, they come from one or more of the following sources. 1. Infinite intelligence. 2. One's subconscious mind, wherein is stored every sense impression and thought impulse whichever reached the brain through any of the five senses. 3. From the mind of some other person who has just released the thought or picture of the idea or concept through conscious thought. Or 4. From the other person's subconscious storehouse. There are no other known sources from which inspired ideas or hunches may be received. The creative imagination functions best when the mind is vibrating due to some form of mind stimulation at an exceedingly high rate. That is, when the mind is functioning at a rate of vibration higher than that of ordinary, normal thought. When brain action has been stimulated through one or more of the 10 mind stimulants, it has the effect of lifting the individual far above the horizon of ordinary thought and permits him to envision distance, scope, and quality of thoughts not available on the lower plane, such as that occupied while one is engaged in the solution of the problems of business and professional routine. So, what I really want to highlight here is that, and I love this, is that all of us are capable of being a genius. We are. We just have to learn how to tap into using our infinite intelligence. This storehouse, this sixth sense, as he calls it, it's not a sense, it's something, it's one of our intellectual faculties, our intuition that we need to develop. But we have to understand first and foremost that it's there. So one of the things that I want you to think about is asking yourself a few questions. Who is beating my heart? Who is causing my stomach to assimilate food? Who allows me to sweat when it's hot outside? How are all of these functions of my body happening? How are they happening? And I'm not doing it. Mary is not doing it. As Thomas Troward calls it, and Wallace D. Waddell says, it's the spirit of life within us that's doing all these things. You know, somebody uses the example of Einstein's brain as somewhere in a jar in a laboratory. It's not doing anything because the spirit of life is not inside of it. The brain does not do anything without the life concept, without the life principle. So this spirit of life not only does these physical functions of our body, but it also allows us to reach out into this atmosphere of thought stuff, thinking stuff, as Wallace D. Waddles calls it, and receive thoughts, receive hunches, receive ideas. And what happens is when we're thinking of something, maybe an invention or a book, we get more and more ideas from this thought stuff. We attract it through the law of vibration and attraction. So all for now, but start thinking about different ways to tap into it.